They do call him Black Jesus.
Exactly.
Yep.
Hey, but I would never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat,
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So, I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess no frog.
You're drunk. You should not be drinking.
Drunk?
You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you may be watching this, and welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, the Gumball Sports Machine podcast. I'm your host, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. You Know Gumo, and I'm joined, of course, by my dog, my boy, David Largo, D-Lo, Flip Bayless, aka co-host D-Lo. D-Lo, how are you feeling today, brother?
Living the dream, brother.
Oh, great guy there. Great guy there, brother. And whose dream are you living here?
I don't know. Not mine, but it's somebody's.
Oh, look at that. At least there's somebody's dream we're living. And, of course, we are also joined by my unk, my dog, ROG, and the man we like to call the Generalizer. And he's also nicknamed Triple OG Tone.
Old
Tone, how are you
man
doing,
Tone.
Yo, what's happening, fellas?
Tone, you look alive, happy, and well. Love to see that. Did you shave a little bit?
I'm alive. What'd you say?
You shave a little bit?
Yeah, I had to get rid of the grays, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking a little crazy sometimes.
You know what? I do have some bad news. They're not going anywhere, brother.
Wow.
I'm sorry. That was unnecessary.
You get that stuff that people be putting on that
Just for men?
That washes off when they start hooping.
You talking about the Just for Men?
Shout out my dog Jalen Beasy.
Oh yeah. Damn, bro. I thought that was supposed to be your boy, bro.
If he can make laugh of it himself, why can't I? He said, "Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a little pause. A little greatness rubs off on you." That ain't quote. That's what he said.
Yeah. Well, and you then went on to quote what he said.
Hey, sometimes greatness rubs off.
And then, well, you said it once more. Okay. Before we get demonetized after Tone is having phone. Let's move on. Fellas, there was some big news today. One of my favorite players of all time, one of my favorite NBA players, basketball players of all time, Chris Paul, officially announced his retirement from basketball today. And Chris Paul, obviously, having been known for Lob City with the Los Angeles Clippers, having made that very, very good run with the 2018 Houston Rockets and him getting hurt in that playoff series. And who knows what would have happened. And then obviously making the 2021 NBA Finals run with my Phoenix Suns. And so, and then, obviously he had some runs with the Hornets, obviously, to begin his career. But D-Lo, when you look at Chris Paul and just the news that he is officially retiring from basketball today, what is just your initial reaction, and how will you remember Chris Paul as an NBA player?
I will remember Chris Paul by forever cursing the Clippers for doing him dirty in his last season. Absolutely nasty, devious work what they did to Chris Paul. But no, I mean that's point God. It's tough to watch him go. I thought that he was gonna get not like a farewell tour, but he would have the rest of the year to really say goodbye, and it seems just abrupt in a way. It doesn't seem like the way that I would expect Chris Paul to go out. That's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, hey, good for him. Now he gets to go home and see if he likes the wife and kids.
And listen, they're going to put him to the test too. Yeah, you see Tom Brady. They see Tom Brady went down there for 6 months and said, "You know what? I'm going to spend a little bit more." Huh?
Work.
I'm just saying, he's gonna see if he liked the wife and kids. He may be back.
How much does he truly love his family? Tone, you also watched a lot of Chris Paul in his career. Knowing and seeing that he retired today, when you look back at Chris Paul's career and the legacy he left with the NBA, what will you remember from Chris Paul?
Man, most of all, is playmaking. A floor general. He has the skill set that a lot of point guards in the game today lack. And he's one of the more traditional point guards that we've seen past couple of decades. His ability to facilitate, to make players better, um, to really lead on and off the court. When you look at SGA, what he's accomplished in the past couple of years, he's the guy that he attributes a lot of his success to the time that he spent with Chris Paul. Um, he's he's had so much success without winning a championship that people have him top 3 point guards all time. And it's hard to argue when you watch him play the game, the way he's able to score, but doesn't need to score to have a presence and just dominate a basketball game. Man, he was fun to watch. I hope that all these new school hoopers go back and watch his highlight tape because again, moving forward, you hope that there's more guards that are capable of doing what he was able to do. I think the only one right now is likely you could say Halliburton.
Yeah.
But man, Chris Paul he was a pleasure to watch, man, especially when they had Lob City.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing to me about Chris Paul is he made his teammates better. He made his teammates better, and he is one of the greatest leaders in NBA history. Like he's one of those guys in which Chris Paul says jump and you say how high. And not just because he wants to be this macho man, you do what I say. It's because he knows how to win. Now, he didn't win the ultimate goal, but he was in that conversation almost, if not every single year on whatever team it was. And a lot of these guys, Tony, you mentioned SGA. I look at James Harden. I look at Devin Booker. I look at Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. Like a lot of these guys, they were great players, but I don't think they were going to be as great as they were without Chris Paul. I'm the biggest Devin Booker stan that you're going to meet. I don't think Devin Booker is the player he is today without Chris Paul. Simple as that. Just because of the wisdom and the knowledge that Chris Paul was able to pass down to these guys. And so Chris Paul and D'Lo, you said he's the point guard. He's the point guard. He is a top 5 greatest passer of all time. He's also widely known for just his assist to turnover ratio is ridiculous. He doesn't turn the ball over very much. He protects the basketball. And I don't know if we're going to see a facilitator to the level of Chris Paul in a very long time, if not ever. And just because there's so far and few in between. Tom mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton is going to be the closest thing to Chris Paul. And I really don't see anybody else coming out of the draft or anybody in the league right now that could play as well as Chris Paul did, at least in the style in which Chris Paul did for as long as he did. And Tyrese Halliburton would be the closest example to that. So Chris Paul he's on my Mount Rushmore for favorite players of all time. He plays hard. He plays he played the right way. He played the game the right way. And so again, and what he brought to my Phoenix Suns is something that we didn't have in over a decade. Is playoff success and success in the valley with the Suns. So Chris Paul, again, one of my favorites of all time. It's sad to see him go, but the legacy that he left behind is very, very, very strong, and a very impressive list of accolades that he accumulated over his NBA career. Just one of them, of course, not being the NBA championship. So, um, Chris Paul retired, and he is. And to D'Lo's point, it sucked to see the way he went out. It sucked to see the Clippers did him so dirty after all he did for that franchise. And then really no other franchise gave him a chance or opportunity after San Antonio. So, and it's not like he played all 82 games last season with San Antonio. And so it wasn't like he was old and he just always hurt. He played all 82, and he was productive. And he helped Wemby get better. He helped Stephon Castle get better. He helped Devin Vassell get better. And so I just don't understand why the Clippers did what they did with Chris Paul, and it sucks to see, but I guess there's really nothing we can do about it now. But that's probably the news of the day, Chris Paul retiring. There's another, and we're going to talk about the All-Star game here in a little bit, but there's another, one of his teammates, actually. I do want to talk about one of his former teammates, James Harden. James Harden obviously was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers before the trade deadline. And one of the things he said was loyalty in the NBA is overrated. He said that in his opening press conference with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That was very interesting to me because that's kind of seems to be the way that a lot of NBA players are thinking in terms of ring chasing and the way that ring culture has become such a big thing now in terms of just the NBA discussions. But Tone, when you look at what James Harden said, and just again, him saying that loyalty in the NBA is overrated. When you look at legends, NBA legends like Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan, and I mean these guys who stuck with their team for 15, 16, even 20 plus years, and now he's stating that loyalty in the NBA is overrated. Tone, do you agree with this statement, or do you think he was just kind of talking out of the side of his neck?
Well, I hate to pat myself on the back. I think I've said this a couple times in the past couple pods, man. I think it's different from a fan to a player standpoint, though. From a fan standpoint, we'd love to see a player like personally, Boston is my hometown. I'd love to see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown stay in green for the rest of their careers as a fan of the game and from my hometown. But I think if I was a player within the game, I understand that the owners don't really care about me as a player. They care about the success of the team and the organization. And whenever there's a landslide, like when the team is not doing so well, you look at Milwaukee's situation right now. They were shopping Giannis. I just don't think that they got exactly what they were looking for. And so they said, we'll hold off. Giannis is a top 3 basketball player in the NBA. Luka Doncic, I personally don't think he's top 5. Many would, spit on me for saying so, but he's a prolific offensive scorer in the game, and he just got shopped for, this, that, and the other thing. And it shows what ownership thinks about the situation. After so many players understand that, and I think James Harden might have been one of the first. And I'm sure that these players hear about the conversations from past players. Allen Iverson is my favorite player of all time. Philly let him go. He went to the Nuggets, and they promised him to be, this, that, and the other thing, and they just toyed with his career. And then he ended up in Detroit, and then he was just fanned out of the league. And so from that standpoint, this guy was still averaging 20 plus at that time. It just becomes personal for the players as well. And they understand a little bit more than we do as fans. And I think the game has changed. It's no longer that essence of what Jordan did and what Kobe did. It's a new day and age. And these players have as much ownership in their legacy as the owners and the organizations do.
D'Lo, you look at James Harden and how often he's moved around. I mean, a lot of the great players, you'd like to stay in one position one team rather, and kind of see them win a championship with that team. A lot of the times that's not the case anymore. A lot of players realize that if they don't have a chance to win a championship here, they want to go somewhere to where they have a championship to go contend and go and compete for one. James Harden, when he says these things in terms of just loyalty is overrated in the NBA, your first thought and your initial thoughts on just that situation right now in the NBA.
He's not wrong, and I think it's just how the NBA is now. I don't remember the last time. Well, I do remember actually, and there's been a few, but it's so few and far between now that guys where they're drafted typically don't win. You look at the past couple of years, OKC, they didn't start with Shea. They didn't draft Shea. They got that haul all from Paul George, who was, again, second team, now going on to his third. And he didn't want to play in OKC anymore because, again, they were shopping him and Westbrook at the time. And then you go and you look at KD and that situation. I think that's really what ruined it, because if you're James Harden, he would probably have a ring if Kevin Durant never joins Golden State. Realistically, especially in 2018 when they took that Golden State team to 7 games. And so from that perspective, it's hard to build a consistent championship winning team when all of these other players and teams are now going out just to try and one up this team that you're building. And then you don't ever get this chance to really contend at the highest level. And so for him, I kind of get it. And we see the situations that are unfolding now. We've got Giannis, who Milwaukee has failed to put a winning caliber team around him since their finals run. You look at Jokic, they haven't gotten back since they won. And while they've been competing, a lot of that is because of him. And when we look at the plus minus with him on the floor and off the floor over the past couple of years, it hasn't been great without Jokic. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I understand where he's coming from. Because if you're not trying to go out and build the absolute best team possible right now, you just don't have a chance to compete. So in that sense, I understand where this comment is coming from. But I think it's just because the league has changed. You're not going to get, the Kobe Bryants or the Steph Currys, or you're just not going to see that anymore because the league is just super heavy on, relocation for the best chance of winning. It's just what it is.
To kind of build off of that point, D'Lo, and I want to make this almost counter argument to James Harden. And because, like you said, D'Lo, the league has changed. And so because of that, I think it's the other way. I think loyalty in the NBA is underrated. And that's not just from a player standpoint. That's from a player standpoint and a front office standpoint. Because when you have a guy that you bring in, that you draft to your franchise, you draft this guy with the intention of him becoming your franchise player. This is the guy you want to represent your franchise, your organization for years to come. And you're hoping that this guy is able to help you bring a championship to your city, to your organization, whatever the case may be. Because of that, a lot of guys want that shine. A lot of guys want that shine. At the same time, a lot of guys aren't willing to go through the ups, the downs, the pain, the sorrow, the joy, the excitement that comes along with this crazy roller coaster of a ride that is the NBA. Because a lot of guys, they want success like this. That's just not the case in the NBA. And once we guys realize that it's going to take 5 years to legitimately be able to contend for an NBA championship, they don't want that, which I understand that. I'm not saying it's unreasonable because an NBA career only lasts so long. And so you want to be able to compete while you're there. But there's also something to be said about the guys who stay with their organization and for the organizations to trust these guys that they draft. And again, I mentioned the Kobe Bryants. I mentioned the Tim Duncans and these guys that just stay with their franchise, stay with their organization for as long as they possibly can. Now, on the contrary, guys want to compete for championships. And if the organization is not willing to spend the money they need to and to do what they need to do in order to go compete for those championships, at that point in time, absolutely go try and win somewhere else. Because you can't win a championship if the guys at the very top, the owners, management, are not willing to do what it takes to go and get the right people, bring the right players in to go win a championship. If the owners and management aren't doing that, go find somewhere else to play. And I think that's the situation that Giannis is in right now. Management is not willing to do what needs to be done to build around Giannis, like Tone mentioned, a top 3, top 5 player in the NBA right now. And if they're not willing to go do that, Giannis, ask out. Ask out, because he's a competitor. He wants to win. And the other thing is, if the organization is constantly trying and they are spending the money that they need to, they're going out and getting guys that you think will help you win a championship, and getting guys and getting coaches and getting players that think that they can go help you win, and they're doing everything they can, and yet you still ask out, that is where I think the loyalty is underrated. Because I'm a loyalty guy myself. Like, if you're loyal to me, I got your back times 10. Like, that's just how I am. That's how I was raised. If you got my back, I got your back times 10. And so if the organization is feeding their star player, their franchise guy, players, okay, we'll go get this guy. We'll go get that guy. Who do you think will work with you the best? We'll go get that guy. And just because it's not working when you want it to, then you want to ask out, that's where I have a problem with it. And I think that's what James Harden did in Los Angeles. Because it's not like Steve Ballmer is not willing to spend the money. Steve Ballmer has been willing to spend the money since he went out and traded for or signed Kawhi Leonard and traded for Paul George and getting all these guys. He's been willing to do that. And it's just not happening on James Harden's account. It's not happening when James Harden wants to happen. And because of that, James Harden wanted out. And that's where I have a problem with it. That's where I think it's underrated. But again, I understand for the players that have given their everything to these franchises, and the franchises are not giving their everything back to them. That's where I understand, okay, James, you got me. You got me. But every organization that James Harden has gone to has tried to cater to him as much as they possibly can. Houston, okay, you want Dwight Howard? We'll go get Dwight Howard. Oh, okay, James Harden got tired of Dwight Howard. You want Chris Paul? Okay, we'll go get Chris Paul. Okay, well, James is tired of Chris Paul now. We have to trade him. Oh, you want Russell Westbrook? Okay, we'll go get Russell Westbrook. Oh, I don't want him here anymore. We'll you trade him now. And then he once he was bored, he was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna get fat and I'm gonna go to Brooklyn and play with Kevin Durant and KD. Like, James Harden can't have it his way. He can't have his cake literally and eat it too literally. And that's where my problem is with James Harden. Now, if Giannis were to say that, okay, now you really got my attention. But James Harden has been catered to everywhere he's gone. Philly, I didn't even mention Philly. And then once he left Philly, he went to China and called Daryl Morey a liar in front of all these kids. James Harden is the perfect definition of having your cake and eat it too, in which it's not the case. So you can't say loyalty is overrated in the NBA when everybody that you have played for and played with has catered to you. And because it's not done the way you want it to be done, then you leave.
I understand it from that point, but I think it's the right statement coming from the wrong guy. Does that make sense?
100%.
I think that's where it comes from, and I think I see that's where your frustration lies, is because it's coming from James Harden. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't think the statement itself is necessarily wrong. Because when you look at it, there aren't franchises like that anymore. You're not going to get, Tim Duncan and then have the Spurs be competitive the entire time that he's there. I mean, we talked about Kobe. Kobe wanted to get traded to Chicago. Nobody talks about it because it never happened, but he did when the Lakers sucked. And then they went out and got Pau Gasol, and then they won some championships, and it was all good. Yep. So, I mean, it's not like Go
If you
ahead,
think
Tone.
about Steph Curry's situation, that would never be a situation had he not had both of his ankles crickety cracked. He
Yeah.
would not. He would not have that team to go out and win all those championships and create that legacy. I mean, it's fortunate he did because he's one of the greatest point guards, one of the greatest shooter we've ever seen. But again, certain parts of the pieces of the puzzle happen magically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, you look at Steph Curry now. I mean, I don't know if it's on the show sheet for today, but we all saw that comment he did on Instagram with Kaminga. We all saw it. There might be some tension brewing in Golden State too.
Yeah. Oh,
So
100%.
it's just like when you look at the statement itself, it's not wrong. However, it is 100% coming from the wrong guy.
1,000,000%. And again, if a guy like Giannis were to come out and say loyalty is overrated in the NBA, okay, hold on. There might be something serious we need to be talking about because Giannis has been nothing but loyal to the Milwaukee Bucks. He's brought them a championship. He's given them everything he has for as long as he's been with the Milwaukee Bucks, which I think is 12 years now. And right now, the energy is not being reciprocated because the Bucks aren't doing everything that they can in order for them to go compete for a championship. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck. They're not.
I mean, they brought him Dame last year. Dame just got hurt, or the year before. Dame just got hurt. I don't think they're not trying. It's just signing Giannis to that deal. They paid Drew Holiday before he got. I don't know why they let Drew Holiday go because that was Giannis's guy. So that was kind of weird. They paid Middleton, like all those situations, and then Middleton kept getting hurt. So it's not, I don't think it's that they're not trying. It's sometimes they make mistakes too.
Yeah.
And you got to live with them because I'm pretty sure Giannis liked Middleton as well, especially when they won that championship. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to Giannis whether he wants to live and die with those agreements that he made and the organization made, or if he wants to be a part of the James Harden legacy of moving on.
That's what it is. And I think the ring chasing and the ring culture, it didn't destroy it didn't destroy Chris Paul's legacy because obviously we know he was kind of jumping from team to team towards the end of his career. Once he left Phoenix, it was 1-year deals here and there, and it was kind of just downhill after that. But it's not a great look. It's not a great look moving from team to team. And I know Phoenix traded him, and I know the Suns traded him. But which again, the loyalty is two ways. It's two ways. So I'm not putting it on solely the players because the organizations make those decisions to trade those players. And so
let me ask you guys a question though.
Mm-hmm.
As well, like, do you guys think fandom is changing? Because even when you look at like everything, music, television, like people will like a member of a rap crew, but they won't like the whole rap crew.
Yep.
Or they'll like a particular player on the team, but they don't like the whole team. Like even when I look at the Boston Celtics, I feel like Boston is split up between who they love. I mean, some people, of course, they love both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But there's people who appreciate what Jaylen Brown brings to the team, and they feel like, and it's just a constant conversation, or JB's better than JT, or JT's better than JB. And I'm like, why can't we just have two of the best players in the NBA and that be the conversation?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And do you think that fandom's changing to where people are much more a fan of a particular players within the NBA versus teams?
Oh, 100%. And I think that is just a sport-wide thing now. Like it's now, Tone, you're from Boston, so you support everything Boston. You support the Celtics, you support the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Bruins. And anything Boston you support.
Revolution too. Don't forget the Revolution.
The Revolution. Who's the Revolution?
Soccer team.
Oh,
football.
What? Yeah, for real? Oh, okay. See, you lucky I don't know much soccer, else I'd quiz you right now. Anyways, but so you bandwagon. But I'm from Arizona, so anything Arizona. The Cardinals, Suns, D-backs, Coyotes when they were here, but we don't have a hockey team anymore. Rattler, whatever it is. Phoenix Rising, since you want to bring up soccer teams there, Tone, but but the Phoenix Rising. But no, like in real talk, it's fandom is changing because my favorite player is Devin Booker. We all know this. If Devin Booker leaves the Suns, I'm still going to support Devin Booker. I'm still going to say, hey, you know what? I hope Devin Booker has success wherever he goes, but he will not overtake my fandom of the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns will and always be my number one team, just like the Arizona Cardinals will be. As much as I, rave about Patrick Mahomes, he's the player I support, sure, but my support for him will never overtake my support for my hometown Arizona Cardinals. And I think a lot of guys today are not willing to, because they're so like my team went the Cardinals, they went 3-14 this year. A lot of guys don't want to hear their friends bagging on them because their favorite team went 3-14. Oh, whatever. I'm a Tom Brady fan. I'm a whatever Matthew Stafford fan, whatever the case may be. Like they support players, and so that's where they base their arguments on, which is each his own. But Tone, to your point, I think that's where we're trending in terms of just sports fandom. There's not as many fans of teams as there is actual players nowadays. You have your Kevin Durant fans, and we all know we have the LeBron fans. Wherever LeBron goes, I go. That's the team I support.
There's some real Laker fans that didn't like LeBron going to the Lakers, though.
Every true Laker fan, that I know, did not like the addition of LeBron. And I'm so honest. Every true Laker fan did not like the addition of LeBron. Although, and on the other side, all of LeBron fans, as soon as he went to LA, I'm a Laker fan.
Oh no, don't say that. I was never a Laker fan.
No. But like the LeBron stands, maybe I should say.
I was about to say I rock LeBron, but I ain't never been no Laker fan.
No, it's tough.
You got a reason. You support those boys in green. Yeah.
Well, I
don't know, just to let everyone know in case they didn't know.
Nobody asked.
No.
The Celtics are, what is it, 18-17 or 17-16? 18-17. So, and they have a very good chance, but they have a decent chance to go back to it this year. I don't know win it, but they have a good chance to get back a decent chance to get back to the finals this year.
Hey, what? Now that you say that, this public service announcement, March 1st, they moved that game in national television.
Oh yeah,
Boston plays Philly. Just want to let everyone know that in case you need to tune in for something that might happen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it might happen.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. You wait till you talk to me in April. Talk to me in April, and maybe we can have a conversation. It ain't gonna happen in March. And once the playoffs start sniffing around, we'll have a conversation. But that he is Jason Tatum, built different, 100% built different. That is,
he's all of these younger kids are though,
Yeah.
And then you gotta think technology, medical. Yep. David's ready to start rubbing on D-Book's feet right now.
Now, see, there you go. Wayne, come on, dog. That's my job. My bad. That's my bad.
No, you can have that job because I don't want that job.
Why? Isn't that what you go to school for?
To rub Devin Booker's feet? No.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
DB back in the uniform, man.
Huh?
Hell nah.
Huh?
Hell nah.
The DB been back in uniform.
We want him 100% though. He's probably only like 92%.
Yeah, I really don't want him to play in the All-Star game. If I'm keeping it a buck, I really don't want him to play in it. He can do the 3-point contest. In fact, he better do the 3-point contest because bro can't shoot a 3 if his life depended on it. Boy can't hit a 3 if his life depended on it.
Yeah, let's hope it works in the right way. It builds confidence and not takes confidence away.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it has the opposite effect of the MLB home run derby because not a lot of the time. Sometimes when players compete in the home run derby, completely messes up their swing because now their launch angle changes and now they're trying to hit home runs and now they're popping up, popping out to shortstop. Hopefully, with the NBA 3-point contest, he gets right. He gets his, he puts his form back together and puts the ball back together and maybe he's, comes out in the second half of the season and starts sparking that mug from 3.
But hey, all I want to say is shout out to All-Star guard De'Aaron Fox. Just saying.
Yeah, I do think. Honestly, well, Maul.
He's shaking your head.
I think
You're
it's
a
gonna be a
hater.
little competitive. I think it's gonna
You're
be
a
a little
hater.
competitive.
The All-Star game?
Yeah, I do think there's a couple of guys that are gonna make it competitive.
I think starting with Wemby.
Oh,
I think
Yeah, that's
gonna
cool and
still
all,
say,
but
I said he's going for MVP, and you're gonna say starting with Wemby. This is crazy.
yeah. Well, I didn't hear you say
that's cool and
that.
all. But shout out to All Star guard De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, shout
All
out
I'm
to
gonna say.
Aaron Fox, man. He's a hooper.
He is a bucket, but did they put him in the All-Star game?
Yeah, he's
Why
Giannis
not?
replacement.
He's the Giannis replacement.
Yep.
Where'd De'Aaron Fox from?
San Antonio.
No, not the team he plays for, but he's the world. Not goodness, Tone.
I'm like, you know that one?
No, is he playing on the world team?
He can't play on the world team. I don't know
That's what
that's a good question though.
Yeah,
No.
if he's replacing Giannis.
He was born in New Orleans.
Oh, okay. I'll just make sure. I mean, hey, San Antonio, Tone.
He's from Africa, man.
That's crazy. See, there you go.
I'm just saying, run his history back enough times. I'm sure that's where he came from.
That's nasty work.
That's
Hey, I just want to say we're missing the rising stars right now, and I think one of my guys is out there having fun.
and that's cool and all, but ain't nobody watching that.
I wasn't
Listen,
also.
I like the rising stars. That's a little more competitive than the All-Star game sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because them boys compete, man.
That's
Yeah.
cool and all, but I ain't watched a Rising Stars game since
Is
Tim
Cole
Hardaway
wearing
Jr.
that?
Since Kyrie versus who was Kyrie going back and forth with?
Night?
Brandon Knight. No, not but yeah. Brandon, he broke off Brandon Knight. But who was he going back and forth? He was it was Deion Waiters.
It was Deion
Waiters.
Waiters and Tim Hardaway Jr.
That's right.
Yeah, and that was gas. They need to start doing that more often.
Yeah, that was tough, boy. That was tough.
Got the Harper brothers going against each other.
The Harper brothers.
Yeah, Ron Harper Jr. and Dylan Harper.
Oh, they brothers? My fault, bro. Come on. I ain't know.
Oh, this is what you do for a living?
Come on, bro. Okay. In my defense, I cover Arizona sports.
No, you literally don't change the channel off of ESPN though. Like
I
it's
know.
stuck in like 3 separate rooms of your home. Y'all put the remotes up in the kitchen.
Hold on. Who Ron Harper play for? Who Ron Harper Jr. play for? I don't know who he played for. Oh, that's why I didn't know who he played for. Come on, I don't get no damn.
I told you he don't watch no Celtic
They don't.
games.
They don't.
He be
How
cat.
many minutes Ron Harper averaged?
Not a lot, but he literally played a lot last week. I'm gonna tell you that. I think he had his best scoring game last week.
I ain't watching no Celtics game last week.
But to answer your question, Tone, yes, Khalil Ware is playing. He's on T-Mac's team.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I like his game.
And he's gonna get more minutes than Spo would ever give him. So I hope he makes use of it.
Khalil Ware is nice. Okay, not to straight too far.
I like his game, man.
Khalil Ware is nice.
Yeah, Heat fans have been letting Spo know all season.
Oh man, and that's
been hearing it.
That's another conversation we can get to in a few minutes involving Coach Spo, Eric Spoelstra. But until then, I want to get you boys' thoughts on this, man. The NBA regular season has been a problem, I would say, over the past few years.
Decade or so.
Oh yeah, and this is not a first time thing. When you talk about teams tanking, the Jazz and another team, the Pacers, I believe, just got fined for intentionally, blatantly tanking. I mean, now Jaren Jackson Jr. has this knee injury that's going to sideline him for the rest of the season.
Ian Martin literally sat in the fourth quarter after being scoring 25 in 3 quarters.
And then they sat the whole fourth quarter. Like it's not even like you're not even hiding it anymore.
That's
You're
that's
not
what I
even
think
hiding
is
it.
a little different now. Is before they were able to mask it. Now it's so much more blatant. And it's distasteful.
And so what I want to ask you guys is there D'Lo, is there a guy? Is there a way that they could fix this? Is there a way in which they could force the NBA teams to say, "Hey, you have to try to win games every night," because that's not what this league is. I understand you want a great draft pick, but let that come naturally. If you lose, if you lose in the process of trying to win the game, okay, you got me. I can't say anything, and you have the best. You have the best odds of getting the number one pick, but you have to try on every single night to go win the basketball game and can't blatantly sell these games so that you can keep losing and getting these better draft picks. D'Lo, I mean, is there a way to fix this? I mean, is there a way to try and minimize the blatant act of tanking?
Unfortunately, I just don't think so. I don't know a way that they would be able to do it. Because obviously, if it comes down to just paying money, like there was a huge fine, but I'm sure these owners have enough money to pay those fines. Not worried about that. So, I mean, the money isn't the issue. And then I've heard, some rumors about, mm, maybe they get that draft pick or like taken away. But then it would be who would take over that draft pick? Do you now only have 29 picks in the first round since that pick is now gone? I just don't think that there's a way that they can reliably punish teams that are blatantly trying to tank. So I just don't know what the solution is. And the thing is that the Jazz are, because that's who got fined. There was another team in there that also got fined, but I don't remember who it was. But openly did it, and they're kind of just in the middle, right? I mean, they're competing for a play-in spot right now. So it's like they're not like super bad to where they're in the bottom and can get like this top pick, but they're not good enough to be, making the playoffs and shooting for that. So it's either they buy in and they go now, or they start tanking and they try and get a higher draft pick. Mm. And as a fan of the Miami Heat, where mediocrity is our middle name, mm,
Indeed.
I wish that we would pick one way or the other. Mm. And I thought Pat Riley was going to finally pick one way or the other. Because when you look at it, I think that we had the best offer for Giannis of teams that were interested, and we didn't pull the trigger. And now we're sitting in mediocrity again. And the thing is that it's so hard to find a top tier, like franchise altering talent when you're picking anywhere from, 15 to 20 every year. So those teams in particular are sitting there and they're like, well, damn, like I can't get any talent, but I also like I'm good enough to not get any new talent, but I'm not good enough to attract already established talent. So they're kind of just stuck in the middle. And that's where Miami is. I think that's kind of where the Jazz are. I think it's where a lot of small market teams are, like Milwaukee. I think that's another reason why Giannis has struggled is because not a whole lot of top tier talent is willing to just go and play in Milwaukee. So for them, it's either you have to buy in and spend a lot of money and spend a lot of resources to win now, or you need to tank. And I don't think there's an in between for the middle teams. And so they kind of have to pick one way or the other. And that's why it looks like blatant tanking, where I mean the Jazz are they're just middle of the road, and it's just what it is.
Tone, I saw Bill Simmons kind of go off on this, and this is kind of where this conversation kind of sparked for me because I didn't realize how big of a problem until teams like the Jazz and the Pacers got fined for blatantly trying to tank. And one of the points that Bill Simmons brought up was, do we have the right guy running things? Because Adam Silver, he's had moments in which, okay, well, finally he's decided to do something. And then we've also had a lot more moments in which, okay, well, Adam Silver knows the All-Star game is broken. He knows there's teams taking in the regular season. He knows that there's All-Stars taking nights off because of rest, and really it's just load management. And Adam Silver hasn't done enough to do things about do stuff about these things that have been problems. Tone, is Adam Silver the right guy for the NBA right now? Do you think Adam Silver is going to be able to take charge and really make a stand about this tanking thing or any other problem that he hasn't been able to take care of yet?
I think he is. Personally, I like Adam Silver. I think it's tough, though, when you need change because you can't really do it too abruptly because then they start to notice that the ship wasn't sailing in the right direction and some people jump ship. It's similar to politics. Like, you can't just flip the table over and yell everyone's corrupt because then the world goes crazy because you're like, oh, well, if everyone's corrupt, why are we paying taxes? Well, why are we stopping at red lights? Like, and you want people to still go watch basketball and enjoy the sport. And I feel like he's made changes. Again, I think you just can't do it too abruptly. But as far as the All-Star game goes, there's actually, I think, a conversation about having a tournament for those bottom feeders to compete for it. And I somewhat like that. Actually, I really like that. Because when you think about the young players that come into the NBA, they often have to go to a team that is in that rebuilding stage. And although that's cool, why not go to a team that is somewhat competitive already? And, like, it won't be top, let's say, 10 or 12 team. But when it comes to the bottom 14 teams, if you can be on the top 4 of one of those teams because they actually win that tournament, now you're in a good space for a young rookie who's coming into the league. Although I will say that I think the Pacers are in a unique position because they have their superstar who's not playing right now. But let's say somebody does end up on Utah. Utah is looking really good right now. They do need a little bit more depth, but their starting 5 is going to challenge some teams next year. And if they can get another young NBA-ready player, they're going to compete for a playoff spot next year. And so if you had a end season tournament with the worst 12 teams, let's say the worst 12 teams, and they're in that tournament, they're likely to win. And that'll be some type of change to where at least at the end of the season, those teams will have to play competitively. But
yeah,
again, they'll be tanking for the first 60 some odd games.
Like, this is that part. It's such, I don't want to say it's an unfixable problem, but something needs to be done. Like, I'm glad that there were fines given out to both the Jazz and the Pacers to let them know, hey, this is not okay. Like, you can't just sit guys because you want to lose. Like, these guys are competitors. These guys are getting paid a lot of money to play a game. And depending on how much they win this game is how much money they make in order to provide for their families. Like, it's a game, but it's not a game, if you know what I'm saying. Like, that's how you earn your money in this league. And if you can help your team win, that's how you get your money paid. That's how you get the bigger paychecks. And it's infuriating to see because all 3 of us are competitors. Whatever we do, we want to win. Whatever it is, whether it's playing basketball, playing football, whether air hockey, whether chess, whatever it is, I don't care if I've never done it before. I want to win because I'm a competitor. That's what I do. And that's a lot. These athletes are no different. In fact, probably at a higher level in terms of just competitiveness. And to sit up here and not play your best players because you want to lose so that you get a better draft pick, again, I understand the reasoning, but I don't understand the just doing it. Again, I don't understand the mindset of not being competitive. And again, that's another situation. I mentioned it earlier when we were talking about loyalty in the NBA. That starts at the top. That starts at the top. And if your owner is okay with you guys tanking for a better draft pick, then that's what it's going to be. And again, you have to be able to want the best for your organization. And that's not how you set a culture. You set a culture by wanting to win and going out there and trying to win every single night. So that draft pick, when you draft him and you bring him in, he's already accustomed to the culture of, we don't care about the draft pick. Our goal is to win on this random Thursday night in February. That's the goal. Let's go 1-0 tonight. And then we'll worry about Friday or the next game, whatever it is. That's where the culture is messed up. And that's where we're going in the NBA. And is there a way to fix it? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I hope that there is some sort of effort to go fix it. Because it's pretty pathetic right now, the level of just blatant tanking and purposefully losing in the NBA. It's pathetic. So
I just don't know if there's a solution.
That's the problem. Like, is there a way to fix it? I have no idea.
I think the in-game tournament will be kind of, you pick the bottom 12 or 14, the top six teams that win, they get the 1 through 6, and the losers, you start the draft.
Yeah, honestly, but again, that's an idea. And the lack of ideas that Adam Silver has come out with. Now, maybe they're talking about ideas of trying to fix tanking behind closed doors. Who knows? But to the public eye, it looks like Adam Silver has done nothing to try and fix this issue. And that's my problem right now with Adam Silver. He may be the guy. He may not be the right guy for this. But my problem right now with Adam Silver, and I'm not going to call for anybody's job, but is the lack of public effort of him letting him know, hey, I acknowledge this. I see that this is happening. I see the Jazz tanking. I see the Pacers tanking. I'm going to do something about it. Even if he doesn't know what he's going to do about it, acknowledge the fact that he sees these teams trying to blatantly tank. But he's barely even done that. Again, maybe with the fines, that's his way of acknowledging it. But we don't know if he's actually trying to fix these issues. That's my biggest problem right now. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. I hope something's done because, like I said, I'm a competitor. And if I'm a Jazz fan, even my Cardinals were horrible this year. Horrible. And as much as, not happy, but I'm glad we have the 3rd overall pick. But I wasn't rooting for them to lose so we can try and get the number 1 overall pick. I'm not going to root against my team. As much as I want, I don't really care too much.
You should have. I'm sorry.
Tony, this is a positive show.
My apologies.
And then there you go.
When you look at it, though, even the NFL system doesn't dissuade tanking because the more you lose, you're guaranteed that pick. It's not like it's a lottery system.
Yeah.
If you lose all your games, you will have the number 1 pick. Whereas if you're in the NBA and you lose a majority of your games, you're not guaranteed that number 1 pick just based off of the lottery system. Now you have the highest chance of getting that number 1 pick, but you're not guaranteed that pick. So in that perspective, I think it sort of does the thing, but it's just a lot of people think that even the lottery is rigged right now because when you look at last year, the Mavericks trade Luka and then they somehow, some way find a way to get the number 1 overall pick through the lottery. That just seems a little fishy.
A little bit.
Everyone thinks the Pacers are going to get that top pick this year. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the David Stern Knicks ordeal. The ice cold draft sheet, so they used to put them in.
Oh, and then whichever one is the cold one, you can feel it.
Cold, yeah.
Yep. No, and it sucks because, and again, like, what are you gonna do to stop it? Like, what are you gonna do to say? Because, and you know, D'Lo, you mentioned the NFL. It is so much harder to tank in the NFL because, again, these guys are competitors. You know, it's easy to say, you know, just take your best players out of the game and, you know, have them rest for the fourth quarter. If it's a close game in the fourth quarter of an NFL game and you take Kyler Murray out, or you take, well, I guess Tua
Well,
got
in
benched.
your case, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
But
okay. All right. Well, yeah, nice to make me feel. Yeah, shots, explosives. If you're a Cardinals fan, you get it. But it sucks. It sucks to see that there's so much of that going on in the NBA, in a league that's supposed to be ultra competitive, but then to see teams like the Jazz and the Pacers blatantly trying to tank. It sucks.
This will always be business.
Business will always be business. Here's a question I wanted to ask you guys. Now, it has been 8 years. 8 years in the NBA since we have had an American MVP in the NBA. With all the injuries, I think Jokic can only miss like two more games. I think SGA has the most games to miss. I don't know exactly his number, but there are guys. Wemby can only miss like 2 more games. Could this be the year that we have an American MVP?
Oh, damn.
bless you.
Where'd you say Jaylen Brown was from? Africa? I don't think
my brother.
But I mean, so I'm looking at the favorites right now, and Jokic is leading, but again, who knows how many games he's gonna miss? SGA is in second. Who knows how many games he's gonna miss? Number 3 right now. Hold on. Oh, I don't know if I like this list. And as much as this is gonna hurt me to say, Jaylen Brown is not on this list. I'm gonna go to a different list. This shouldn't be on this. This should not be. Okay, here's Jaylen Brown. Okay, so when I go down, so I'm looking at SGA number 1. He's the favorite right now to win MVP. I don't know how many games he can miss, how many more games he can miss, but it's not many. No, Jokic, I think only has 2 games he can miss. Luka, I think has like between 1 and 3.
6, yeah.
6.
He's pretty close.
Now, the first American I have come across, Cade Cunningham. And then it goes to Wemby, and then it goes to Jaylen Brown, and then it goes to Anthony Edwards, and then it goes to Jalen Brunson, and then it goes to Tyrese Maxey and Donovan Mitchell. So, Tone, you got an MVP candidate on your team in Jaylen Brown, and he's playing the best basketball of his career, and he's a Finals MVP, and that's saying a lot. Could this be the year, the first year in 8 years, that an American wins the MVP award?
It could be. So I guess to answer your question, yes, it could be. Will it be? Likely no. Again, business will always be business. And we're always trying to, as the NBA, we're trying to get fans outside of America to continue watching. And they don't like us Americans that much. But it's honestly amazing to me that Jaylen Brown doesn't have more people intrigued about what Boston is doing right now. And I could sound biased, but when you lose Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and arguably the best player on your team, and you're still fighting for second place, third or fourth within the entire NBA. And I think about players that have won MVP when they've been a 6th seed. How in the world is Jaylen Brown not in the conversation like top 2? Yo, relax, D-Lo.
And to sneeze.
Right in the middle of his point. How rude.
My bad.
He's allergic to facts. But
just hate the Celtics. Right, my bad. Go ahead.
I hear you, Flip. But no, like I definitely think that Cade is just, of course Jokic, of course SGA. But when you look at SGA, he hasn't lost much. J-Dub's been in and out of the lineup, but besides that, he hasn't lost much on his team. I think we all argued, we felt as though they were going to run away with the first seed. be the best that we felt as though they were going to be far better than they actually been playing. When it comes to Cade, I think Cade has a solid argument because when you look at the scoring around him, there aren't many prolific scorers on that team. He's been making do. He's been facilitating. He's been creating to make Tobias seem like a better player, to make Jalen Duren look like a better player. Like he's actually, to me, making that team better when it comes to the Cade argument. When it comes to Wemby's been in and out of that lineup. He started, he hasn't started. And that team has really played well when it comes to Dylan Harper, when it comes to Darren Fox, who to me is their bona fide closer of certain games. I think that Wemby has a solid argument. But when it comes to the top 2 or 3, I do believe that Cade, Jaylen Brown, and if I had to pick another American, it would probably be Jalen Brunson. That team is second. It's the same situation as the Celtics are in. They're constantly second or third in the East, a top 4 or 5 team within the entire NBA. He's had Cat in and out of that lineup. Cat has actually played mediocre basketball compared to what he did last year, and Jalen Brunson has kept them afloat. And so of course, I appreciate what Jokic has done, but that team played really well without him in the lineup. And so, contrary to the past, they've held it down. But I'd like, to make a long story longer, I do think that this is possible. You said it's possible. It's possible.
D'Lo or Tone, I'm glad you ended your point the way you did because you brought up some of the guys who could win MVP if it were to be American to win the MVP this year. D'Lo, if you could kind of build off of that. If there was an MVP, or if there was an American to win the MVP award this year and break the streak of 8 years consecutive of a foreign player winning the MVP award, who do you think has the best chance to win it? Go ahead. It's gonna hurt me too. It's gonna hurt me too.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
Because I hate those boys in green. I hate them with all of my heart.
Yep.
Burning passion. But it is probably Jaylen Brown. And looking at how many games these guys have left, he honestly might win it just because of the ineligibility rule. I mean, when you look at it, Jokic has, 1 or 2 games? Wemby has like 1 or 2 games. Luka is already almost ineligible, and he's still sitting currently. Jay is out for however many weeks. He might be really close to that ineligibility. And so those are the main guys that you would say, maybe they probably would win it over him. But if they miss less than a handful of games, they're now out. Who would be the favorite in that case? And in that case, foreign or not, I think it's Jaylen Brown. I think he would be the next probable candidate for MVP. So that's where my mind would go. I know you mentioned Jalen Brunson, but Anthony Edwards, I think, could also be in that conversation. So those are probably my 2 that I would lean towards, but I would lean a lot more towards Jaylen Brown than Anthony Edwards as of right now.
Yeah, I would also probably lean. It's funny. It's funny. All 3 guys I'm about to name all play in the Eastern Conference, and obviously we've talked about how much better the Western Conference is, and just in terms of, just competition. And I still do believe it's true. I don't think it's as much of a drop off as it once was. Maybe going back 3-4 years ago. But I look at guys like Cade Cunningham, I look at Jaylen Brown, and I look at Jalen Brunson. I think those would be the 3 guys, in my opinion, to win it if it were to be an American to win the MVP this year. And just because of what those guys have done for their teams, as well as the success that they've had individually. Jalen Brunson is averaging almost 30 points a game, and I believe some are close to a career high in assists and shooting the ball really well. Cade Cunningham is playing the best year of his career by far. He has his team first seed in the East. going from the 6th seed to the number 1 seed, being the one of the surprise teams in the NBA this season, being how good they've played, and to see that how well they played. And again, Jaylen Brown is playing out of his mind. Like I said, he's playing the best basketball of his entire career, and he won a finals MVP. And that says a lot about Jaylen Brown. And he's playing without, in a lot of eyes, their best player in Jason Tatum. And he's still winning games with that team. That team is built very well and is coached very well. I believe Joe Mazzulla is one of the top coaches in the NBA, but they don't get to where they are right now without Jaylen Brown and the value that Jaylen Brown brings to that team. So I think it could be either one of those 3 guys to go win it this year if it were to be an American. And I think if there is an opportunity for an American to win the MVP, I think it's this year. I don't know if you're going to get a better opportunity with Luka missing all these games and Jokic missing all these games, SGA missing a bunch of games, Wemby missing a bunch of games. Like this might be the year to win it. And we'll see who steps up. We'll see who steps up and steps up to the plate and hits one out of the yard. And so the opportunity is there, though. The opportunity is absolutely there. So we'll see if one of these guys can go ahead and step up and take that opportunity by the horns. Okay, real quick before we get to the All-Star.
No, me.
Yes, you.
No,
yes,
me.
You.
Yeah, me.
Yes, you.
Do you think that this NBA 65 game hard cap rule is ruining NBA awards?
I don't mind it. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it.
I'm on the fence because what's your best ability?
Availability, baby.
Availability.
And so, I didn't even mention Luka, primarily because he's been all over social media about his defense. So it's hard for me to put him in that conversation. But when you look at how he started off the year, man, I don't think there was a morning that we weren't talking about Luka. For the first 3 or 4 weeks of basketball. But if you're not available for 25 plus games, how can I put you in that conversation? You know what I'm saying? I don't care. If you're averaging 33, 34 points, but then you don't play every time you come to Phoenix, how cool is that? You know what I'm saying? All the people that want to watch you play in Phoenix, they're like, whoa. That stinks. It's tough though because Jokic is putting up amazing, crazy numbers again. You know what I'm saying? Crazy numbers again. So it's tough though, but I'm not mad at it. I feel like there's got to be some rule, some regulation.
I don't know how much I like it. I don't know how much of a fan. I get it for MVP. But there are certain races where it's like the winner is so obvious that the fact that the 65 game rule cut them out of that is just really blasphemy. And I mean, we saw it last year. Depoy was supposed to be Wemby.
Defensive Player of the Year is a tough one. That is.
Because Wemby, even though he only played 50-something games last year, I'm pretty sure still led the league in blocks last year.
Yeah.
So you're telling me
just the blocks, it was what he wasn't allowing people to do in that paint.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that a guy, just because he played a minimum of 65 games, is a better defensive player for this award than a guy who only played 50 games? I'm just not going for that. I think that is crazy. But when you're talking about the more valuable player, yeah, I understand that. How can this guy truly be as valuable as he says if, he's missing all of these games and yet you're still a really good team? Because typically the MVP is someone who is a top 3 team in a conference. That's typically how it's been the past couple of years. So when you think about that, and they're now ineligible for that because they missed a bunch of games, but they're still in this upper echelon, I understand it. But there are other awards where I'm just sitting there like, why does that matter when he was by far and away the best player for that category, regardless of, what his eligibility says? That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense, and that's a good point. And I think to your point, D'Lo, and even to both of you guys' point, honestly, is the MVP award. I think the MVP award, absolutely, that 65 game rule should apply. I think it should absolutely apply because if you don't play, say you play 50, 55 games, but your team is still in second or third seed in their conference, how valuable were you to that team? Now, again, I'm not saying, if Jokic misses 20 some odd games and the Nuggets go 10 and 10, he's not valuable because in that stretch they could have went 15-5 or 17-2 or 3 or whatever it is. But if your team is still winning games without you, it's hard to make that argument. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that 65 game rule, I think, should absolutely apply to the MVP award. Now, when you start talking about defensive player of the year and when you start talking about all NBA, like it's tough to defend that 65 game rule because if
where I
you
was
know a
gonna
player,
go. Yeah.
because if you know a player is good enough to be on the all NBA team, and just because they didn't play 65 games,
like you're telling me Giannis isn't good enough to be a top 15 and make an all NBA team just because he didn't play 65 games?
that's bad.
He's averaging damn near 30 points a game.
Yeah.
And you're telling me he isn't one of the top 15 players on these all NBA teams is kind of blasphemy to me.
Yeah.
So I wish that they would go back and rewrite that to only account for the awards that it would count for, like MVP, or I think Rookie of the Year is another good one where, the stats aren't the only thing that matters there. It's how the, rookies are impacting their specific team. So I think for certain awards, this eligibility rule is really just like hindering the NBA more than it's helping.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, in certain areas, it really affects that too, D'Lo, and that's a great point that you made because, again, Wemby should have won the Defensive Player of the Year. Evan Mobley was fantastic; he was phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball last year. That's Wemby was going to win that award running away,
And he should win it again this year, but he will probably be ineligible again, and it will go to somebody who just does not deserve the award.
Oh.
Who in the whole wide world would be in contention for that Defensive Player of the Year award other than Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, we know Wemby straps.
No.
Come on, dog.
Best two-way in the league. Best two-way.
Jalen, okay. The only player I've seen two players good enough to both win the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Again, with my own two eyes. I understand Michael Jordan did it, but with my own two eyes, I've seen two players good enough to win an MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year award in the same year. One of them was Giannis, who did just that. He won the MVP award and the Defensive Player of the Year award in the same year. The other one, you might not like this, Paul George in 2018.
So when you say those names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giannis doesn't guard the point guards or two guards. So often he's not guarding. So often he's not guarding the perennial scorer on the opposite team. Now Paul George was. Jaylen Brown has handpicked, has told Joe, I want him an abundance of times this year. And you know what he's done? He has one of the highest defensive ratings in the entire league. And he also is almost averaging 30 points.
And that's cool and all, but I don't even think that he would be the front runner for that award on his own team. I like the other guy that you always talk about. I like
Derek White, yeah. Derek White.
I love Derek White, but Derek White isn't handpicking Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson. This is what Jaylen Brown is doing. He's asking for that job. And I'm not saying he's done it every single night, but he's done it the majority of those nights. And that's what's making him such a prolific NBA player this year. He's doing things that he hasn't done before.
And I like the argument, but we're talking about Victor Wembanyama.
I get it. But again, and this is coming from someone who, when of course, I didn't play. I'm not playing the game on their level. I've never been the center of a basketball team, but if I go out there and play with little kids, the little other kids, they're gonna have to guard the basketball. I'm just gonna stand in the paint and wait for someone to come to me. And to me, there's a different style of defense that you have to play when you have to play the perimeter 90% of the game.
I mean, would you also? I mean, I'd throw Amen Thompson in that. And now I wouldn't throw him in the same conversation as the basketball player, but defender. He's in that same conversation.
I've said him not this year as much as he was last year in Dyson James. I think he's a prolific perimeter defender as well.
Scotty Barnes is also in that conversation. Scotty Barnes guards the best player.
He's definitely
he can guard 1 through 5.
Yep.
Like, and I think just because Giannis doesn't start on one of the guards, or because I mean, if he's playing Apollo Banchero or an Evan Mobley or Joel Embiid, or like if he's playing one of those guys, or a Karl Anthony Towns, like if he's playing one of those guys, he's gonna go guard them. But I mean, I would rather have a guard on Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Maxey or Jaylen Brown. I'd rather have a guard.
Could you imagine Giannis guarding Jalen Brunson an entire game and denying the basketball? Like dudes like JB, they're not even wanting the basketball because JB's guarding them. As soon as they cross half court. And
but again, doing that would create a mismatch for them.
Mismatch. That's where I was gonna go. Yeah, it'll make a mismatch. Giannis is what, damn near 7 feet tall.
Yep.
You put a 6'3" guard on him, so Giannis can go guard the guard. That's the mismatch. They're gonna just go and do that.
So you're telling me that Giannis ain't as good a defender as he should be then, because he can't guard the perimeter?
No, I'm not saying Giannis can't guard the perimeter. I'm talking the guard that was supposed to be guarding that guard now has to guard this 6'10" power forward
because Giannis can't guard that. Guard.
Oh no, this league is filled with people who are 6'5", 6'7", and they're guards. All you do is and often they're playing pick and roll anyways. And so what you do is you sit the guy who's running the pick and roll. That's what you sit Giannis on. And so once they call for that screen, now Giannis is guarding Jalen Brunson. These scouts, that's what they do. They know that. And so you plan ahead and you put Giannis on the screener. So that when Jalen Brunson calls for the screen, Giannis is there.
Well, I mean, but even then, if Giannis is starting on, so say the Bucks are playing the Celtics. If Giannis starts on Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown is the best player on that team. Giannis is the best defender on the Bucks. Let's go put Giannis on Jaylen Brown. Okay, well, that puts Gary Trent on Nikola Vucevic. Not sure I like that matchup.
Y'all don't have a center? The Bucks don't have a center?
Miles Turner.
But,
who's the Celtic for right now? The Celtic. Who's there for?
It's been Garza. It's been who else?
Walsh.
I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say.
Could be, and that's what I'm saying. So you can tell me he can't guard Jordan Walsh?
I mean, yeah. At that point, yeah, he definitely could.
That's why I said it's a unique NBA. Like
it is.
I've seen Peyton Pritchard guarding small forwards, power forwards.
But then you go over to like OKC where you have Hartenstein and Chet. I'm not putting Gary Trent on Chet Holmgren.
But that's why
Giannis can guard SGA.
Giannis won't be able to do it every single night. Jaylen Brown doesn't do it every single night. But there is an abundance of games where he's like, all right, coach, we got the lineup. I want SGA.
I just don't think that the Bucks have the roster to do that, especially now that they have Cam Thomas, who can't. I don't think he could guard a stick of butter.
Woo!
I'm trying to figure out what he's hype about. We were just in the middle of the conversation, and
Matt Ishbia won Celebrity Game MVP.
He should have, but he didn't. No, he shouldn't have. But he played well. I love the way he played. He shouldn't have. But the D-backs are bringing back Zach Gallen on a 1-year deal. I'm just seeing this. Listen, hey, it's my turn to talk. Just like, you know what? That's what you told me, D-Lo. Hey, no, me. Baseball is
Yeah.
returning.
I'm sorry I had a good question for the conversation that we were
Wait.
on.
No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not shunning you. I'm just
That's exactly what you did.
That's
No.
what
That's
sounds like.
exactly what you
Oh,
did.
am I? Okay. Well, maybe I'm shunning you. Well, good.
Go ahead. Let's talk baseball.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are bringing back Zach Gallen on. See, there you go. The Arizona Diamondbacks are bringing back Zach Gallen on a 1-year deal. Zach Gallen was looking for a big deal this year, and he didn't get the deal that he was looking for. He didn't get that long-term, big money deal that he was looking for because he didn't have the year that everybody was expecting him to have this year. And so in the second half of last year, he turned it up and he pitched a lot better than he did in the first half before the All-Star break. So this was rumored to be happening, and the D-backs, we are bringing back Zach Gallen on a 1-year deal. I'm so very happy about this. This gives us another piece to our rotation to kind of help solidify our rotation until Corbin Burns gets back. So we have Zach Gallen back. We have Merrill Kelly, Ryan Nelson, who had a really good year last year. Brandon Pfaadt. We brought in Mike Soroka. So I'm very happy about the Zach Gallen coming back.
All that for the bullpen to suck. Here we go.
Damn.
Well, it's hard
That
to
one
argue.
left.
It's hard. It's hard to argue.
The bullpen is horrible. We just brought back. Neither of you guys know who this is. Paul Sewald, who was amazing in 2023 when we went to the World Series. When you went into the 9th inning and you brought Paul Sewald in, it was 1, 2, 3. Good night. Let's go home. Turn the lights out and get free. No, and then and go to sleep. Now, you bring in Paul Sewald in the 9th inning, you could be up 7 runs and you're going to lose that baseball game. So
Yeah, well,
I'm so very happy about Zach Gallen coming back, though. I'm just saying this news and it's fantastic.
Why didn't
good
I
for you,
know?
Mom.
Why didn't I know Alex Antetokounmpo was on the Bucks too? God, Giannis is an animal. But I got my brother's page.
Oh man. Okay. Speaking of which, let's get to the All-Star Game festivities. Now, the All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend is, as we know, absolutely horrendous. But we're gonna talk about it because I'm sure we're all still gonna watch it and we're gonna try to enjoy it. And oh no, D'Lo, are you not watching it?
We'll see.
Oh.
Rising
Now
Star
that
Championship Team
Now that
Mello.
De'Aaron Fox is in it, might turn it on.
Fair enough. Devin Booker is also in it, unfortunately. So I might turn it on and watch it and see what he does.
EJ Fitchcomb going ham, and AJ my bad.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, I don't want him in the game.
that's cool and all, but like after the years of crying that Devin Booker wasn't in the All-Star game and now he's in the All-Star game, and you're like, unfortunately,
Okay,
I'll watch it.
First of all, let's not act like he's not a 5-time All-Star. So yeah, he's a 5-time All-Star. So we've seen him in the game.
Been in the league?
9 years?
19 years? Oh
No. That's how
You
long
definitely. Yeah, I was.
How you like them apples? How you like
And
them
now
apples?
that was rude. And now that was rude.
Long shot.
Yeah, you know what? It's okay. You come from I told you loyalty. I know Book got my back, so I got his back times 10. Don't
2 years. 2 years. Countdown began yesterday.
We said 19 years for Jamal to set up that chip video. Is that what we said?
Yeah, but I did it. And I went through the pain and almost had to go to the hospital.
No, I was talking about, for the pod. Took 19 years to get it running for the pod.
But I did it, D-Lo. Since you want to be I did it.
Yeah, I'm just sticking up for my boy Tone. He showed me loyalty and I give it 10 times back.
When he show you loyalty? Hold on. First of all, you gave him how many back shots? I'm sorry.
When you say it, ain't no consequence, huh?
What? I'm just asking a question.
So how many back shots you giving Book?
Yeah, I didn't say nothing about back shots.
That's exactly what you said.
I didn't say nothing about back shots. That's nasty work. Now, if he were to see this and he'd look at you, he'd say, you know what? Keep him 8 feet away from me. Because he looks like he's
about massaging his feet and giving him shots. All right.
Well, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Okay. The All-Star festivities are today. So let's predict what's going to happen this All-Star weekend. So what we have is the 3-point contest. We have the dunk contest, possibly the worst event in sports history now. And we have the All-Star game itself. Let's start with the 3-point contest. In the 3-point contest, I have them up here. In the 3-point contest, the contestants are Con Knipple, Damian Lillard,
It's over. You don't need
Jamal
to say
Murray, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, Devin Booker, Norman Powell, and Bobby Portis. The favorite to win this competition is Con Knipple. So, Tone, I think I know who you believe is going to win, but who do you think is going to win the 3-point contest?
Convict music. The Con Man.
Who sings that song? I forgot.
A Con.
Let him sing it next time.
Wow.
And this is again coming after he said, "You know what, Tone? This show is about positivity. We're positive."
Hey, what'd you say? Hey, what Tone say? Greatness rubs off. That's all I'm doing. I'm receiving the greatness that rubbed off. That's all I'm doing.
Shoosh. I give it to you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is Friday the 13th.
There is.
Scary hours.
Scary hours.
Scary hours.
But yeah, I got the Con man. Clippity clip clip clap. Youngest man to make 1,000.
David Largo, 3-point contest winner will be.
First, want to say it's kind of wild that Dame is in here with a ruptured Achilles.
You don't need that to shoot. You don't need that. He could be out there.
He does.
Share.
He doesn't
Bring
need
him
it,
around.
but like, I just think it's crazy that he's in here. My bias wants to say Norman Powell.
Yo, you better not.
That's why I'll get there, Tone. That's why I said my bias. My bias wants to say it. But I'm actually gonna say that Tyrese Maxey is gonna win the 3-point contest this year.
Interesting.
Did I steal your pick? Did I steal
You
your
absolutely
mojo?
stole my pick. You absolutely stole my pick. Because, okay, I'm going down the list. As you know, as much as my bias would like to say that Devin Booker is going to win, I think it's insane that I think it's insane that he's in this competition. He's shooting 31% from 3.
I can shoot better than that with one hand.
No, you
Y'all
can't.
seen it
No, you
before.
can't. Don't do that. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't.
Oh yeah,
shoot.
speaking of this,
You can't do none.
oh, we
better
about
than
to set up another competition, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, you know, Lo, do you see the
I'm gonna get some
little
shots up. Get ready.
You see the Olympics that we did, me, Michael, Tone, and Gabe. You see that video? We're gonna do something like that, but GSM style.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So be ready, boy. Be ready.
Mhm.
Be ready, boy.
No.
Yep.
Hey, we gonna get Kev out or
We're hoping to get Kevin Kyson. We're hoping to get Kevin
Yes, sir.
Kyson. We'll make it a big old grand video.
We
Okay,
should
but
pick, we
like
should pick one fan.
one
bring him
fan.
I like it.
I
like it.
Yeah. One person who's in the comments. One person who watches often. We should pick one. You know what I'm saying? Put it out on our social media.
You know what? That's a great idea, Tone. Let me actually go ahead and put that down. See, Tone,
Gucci, you're in.
I knew there was a reason why we kept you around. I knew it.
That's crazy.
My bad.
Full of positivity, you are, Mo.
Okay, sorry. Okay, let me actually. Okay, Devin Booker should not be in this contest. He's shooting 31% from 3, but because he's won it before, they wanted a big name. They said, "Hey, Book, you want to come shoot the 3-point contest?" And he said, "Well, why not? Maybe that can help me get on track." Hopefully, it does. But
I will say that I think that's what All-Star Weekend is about. I will say that the
Big
big
names?
names should be out there. So I'm all for Booker being out there, stepping up to the plate.
I like it. And I'm gonna watch the 3-point contest, and I'm gonna watch the dunk contest, and I'm gonna watch the All-Star game. Am I going to enjoy it? Probably not. But I'm a basketball fiend. I'm a basketball fanatic, so I'm gonna watch it. But my pick to win the 3-point contest is Tyrese Maxey. I was looking at the other guys. Damian Lillard is on one leg. Norman Powell takes too much energy to shoot a jump shot. Bobby Portis he exists.
That was so rude to say of my guy.
Well, I mean,
That's crazy.
He jumped so high in the air to shoot a jump shot. This is a quick game. This is a quick
set shot.
This is a quick set shot. Now,
And
Norman
that's
Powell
cool and all, but like,
it's higher
don't
vertical.
disrespect my guy.
No,
like,
not
don't do that.
him.
Have you guys ever watched the Larry Bird one?
He doesn't even jump. He just doesn't even jump.
Where he put that one finger up and turned around before the last one even went in.
Nasty. Hey, what'd he say? He said, "Who's coming in second?"
The legend.
Who's coming in second?
And he did it in warm-ups too.
Yeah, they say he used to do that during games. It's crazy. Like he used to tell people, "Hey, I'm going left in the all second half."
And they still couldn't stop him. Yeah, Bird was nice. But I'm taking Tyrese Maxey. I think he's going to be able to get his shot off quick. I think he's going to be able to get into a rhythm quickly. And I think he's going to win this competition. Not because D'Lo thinks he's going to win it, but because I think he's going to win it. Anyways.
Yeah, but you just copy my whole flow. Like,
yeah. He stole my whole flow. He stole my... You guys are familiar with that? Soldier Boy?
Line for line, ball for ball.
Thank you. D'Lo, you uncultured swine.
Sheesh.
Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself?
you just full of negativity.
I'm sorry.
Ever since he made that comment about, telling this is a positive show.
Greatness rubs off.
Yeah, and I'm the only negative one on the show. So what's that telling you? Yep.
Yeah, but
my greatness is rubbing off on everybody.
Well, okay. Sounds like a, I think you're in some sort of files that have been released recently. That's what that sounds like.
Nope.
D'Lo, do you have something to come out and tell us? This is a safe space. Okay, we're all family here. Okay, I love you guys like my brother, man. This is a safe.
No,
place.
man. I got nothing to share. No.
You got nothing to get off your chest? No files, no islands, no friends that may have passed away?
Nope.
No? Okay. Double check.
I don't think so.
This is not the wax show. Y'all are getting a little spicy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My bad. Okay. All right, the dunk contest. Your contestants are Carter Bryant from the San Antonio Spurs, Jackson Hayes from the Los Angeles Lakers, Kishad Johnson from I don't know who he plays for, and Jace Richardson from the Orlando Magic. This is also Jason Richardson's son, former dunk contest champion. D'Lo.
One more time, can you read the names?
Carter Bryant from the San Antonio Spurs, Jackson Hayes from the Los Angeles Lakers.
Kobe in any way, shape, or form?
Nope, not even a little bit.
All
right. No DNA, no nothing.
Des Bryant, maybe?
Huh?
Des Bryant, maybe?
No, not Des. Not Des. I no, I don't know. I was gonna make a joke about any other Bryant. I don't know another Bryant off the top of my head. So, nope, I don't think so. Jackson Hayes from the Los Angeles Lakers, Kishad Johnson from, again, I don't know, and Jace Richardson from the Orlando Magic. This is horrible.
That's it? Nobody else?
No.
That's it.
They said, yo, we not finna let Mac McClung on 4 in a row. So
there
Mac
was a thing that came out and said that Mac McClung wouldn't do it because there were people that weren't willing to participate in the dunk contest if he was in it.
Yeah, I really feel like the NBA doesn't need him to win 4 in a row because I think Nate has 3.
Yep.
I want to say somebody else has 3. And then, if you have 4, then you have the most in NBA history, and you don't even play in the NBA.
Nasty.
Listen, I'm not even going to talk about this dunk contest, and I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. The dunk contest should be replaced with a one-on-one challenge to lighten up Saturday night again. Because nobody's participating in a dunk contest anymore, and even if they are, there's nothing creative coming from the dunk contest anymore. I feel like for Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, it just was never the same, and it'll never be the same.
Dunk contest I've ever seen. Just want to put that.
ever. And,
Somebody got to see
still
Ben.
a firm believer that Aaron Gordon got robbed. Still a firm
Oh yeah.
believer on that.
Nah, Zach
Um,
Levine's windmill from the free throw line. It was close, but when Zach Levine did that windmill from the free throw line, I ain't never seen that before.
But the Aaron Gordon under the legs on the spinning mascot on the hoverboard.
But
yeah,
then Zach Levine did the same thing.
yeah, but without the hoverboard, it was less cool. Should
It
have
was
got
a little less.
49.
It was a little less cool. But then the package
NBA.
of Zach Levine's dunks versus the pack, because I think Aaron Gordon had one dunk that was better, but compared to all of Zach's, it's
Yeah,
tough. It's a
well,
good argument.
That is
It's a good
tough.
argument.
That is
it's a
tough.
great argument. But I think a once tournament would bring life back to Saturday night. And I think it would get stars to participate in the one, you know, I want to prove that I am the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if you're not, I feel like there are plenty of guys who are not all-star talent, but are still really good one-on-one players. Cam Thomas. There's, this famous guy who is known for it, but isn't really a good team, guy, Cam Reddish. A fantastic one-on-one player, but he's just not a 5-on-5 player, and that's okay. But he would thrive in an event like that. And so I feel like they should just introduce that already. Like,
Let me
let's get
ask you.
that out there.
Let me ask you a quick question though. Well, not to start a whole nother conversation, but if Cam Thomas, just for kicks and giggles, beat Kyrie Irving in
Mhm.
1-on-1, does it tarnish Kyrie's legacy?
No. And
Oh,
again, it depends on how the ones are structured. If it's one bucket and you're out, then I mean, what are you gonna do?
I feel like you've got a line like 10 guys up, and it's like first to 10 points. Like
And
you're
that would be
saying,
sick.
winner stays on court, 10 guys
Like a
first
king,
to
like
10
a king of the court type thing.
team court
And
type.
that would be sick. Because like we see those videos of guys playing ones at the Olympics during
Is
practice.
it? There's actually a WNBA
Yeah,
one going
unrivaled.
on right now on, I believe, TNT. Like they've been
Yeah.
running the
Yeah,
past 2
yeah,
weeks.
And
yeah,
this is where
rivalry.
that convo comes from because there was a Twitter video that went viral and says this is why the NBA will never have it because if someone got cooked like this, they would never
Well,
Hey,
participate in
Paige
it.
Beckers is
that's
nice,
why
ain't
I
she?
wanted to ask the question. She cooked the 7-1, right? Friday.
What?
That's what I'm
Nice.
Absolutely
saying. Like if Cam
fried.
Thomas did that to Jason Tatum, could you imagine how Twitter would light up?
Oh
And it
man.
would light up. But that's what the NBA needs. That's
Yeah.
It does.
exactly what they
I,
need
I
because the
completely
dunk
agree.
contest isn't doing it anymore. It's just
Mhm.
what it is. Um, but I mean, I guess going back to your question, I mean, I guess I'd say Jackson Hayes. He's the only name that I even remember from the list. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tone?
I'm going with Jason Richardson's son purely off of I watched Jason Richardson play.
Yeah, I'm also going with Jace Richardson because Jason Richardson was one of my favorite players growing up. So I'm
All
gonna
right,
go
shout
with
out to the Suns bias.
You're just saying Suns players. Just this is
Yeah, there
what?
we go.
What? I'm just saying I loved watching Jason Richardson. He may or may not have played in the Suns uniform when I fell in love with Jason Richardson's game.
May or
But
may not. Yeah, we know.
yeah. We went to the fan shop, and this man likes like he said that the nastiest jersey that they've ever had is his favorite. I almost
yeah.
threw up. On
It was
the
the mid 2000s orange with the gray.
All I remember is the Shaq wearing that. That was
I remember the 7 seconds or less. Steve Nash sons wearing that. I remember.
And that's cool and all, but can we go back to when NBA brands were cool and fun?
Yeah, it's not
Can we go back to that?
not as creative anymore.
yeah, the logos, the jerseys.
Once
Like,
Nike,
why didn't
I love Nike, but once Nike took over, that's kind of where everything went downhill.
why did Phoenix get rid of purple and orange? Why do we do
Part of
that?
part of it is that the whatever brand owns those color schemes. And so if the new company isn't able to buy them or doesn't want to purchase them, you can't really recreate them those color schemes, which is whack. They need to just all merge when it comes to something like that, like Reebok, Nike, and Adidas. When it comes to something like that, they need to merge and say, all right, we all own them, but this year we're putting our Nike check on it. Next year, you guys can put your Adidas because, again, there's a certain level of fandom that we have towards those jerseys.
Yeah, man. I want the old school Raptors logo back.
Man.
Can we get that?
I like what they did in the middle court where they got the Vince Carter dunk. They got the Raptor doing the Vince Carter dunk. It's pretty cool.
Can
Got
we
that
get
thing
them
going, man.
military camo Raptors jerseys back? Y'all remember those? Those was so unbelievably tough.
Those was tough.
They don't make them
camo
like that
Raptor jersey?
anymore.
You
Yeah.
guys like those?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really
It was
like
different.
camo.
It was different.
Well, it was different. It was for sure different. But
Like when you think about it, jerseys just aren't like that anymore. I think the most
I like a lot of the
recent,
old school ones. I like the old Celtic ones that say Boston on them. I like the old Pacers jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
like when we think of like recent memory, it's got to be Miami Vice, right? Like that's like
Those
the
was cold.
new school jersey that's like super popular.
Those
But
was
like there's
cold.
teams aren't like making uniforms like that.
I like the
anymore.
Suns one where it had the sun and the flame kind of going. Those was the tough one. They had the black ones, the purple ones. Those was tough.
And they don't make them like that anymore. Damn shame.
I like when Kobe had the what was it the M what was it M Metropolis Lakers. Yeah, I don't even like the
Dude, like I'm telling you, go back to that. I'm telling you right now. I know you don't like them, Tone, but those orange jerseys,
nice.
that Suns logo.
Shaq nasty.
No, I'm telling you.
I hate to do this.
Hey. Shout out to Pops. I stole this from him.
Wow, man, stealing people's clothes.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, even Tone, even the jersey that you have on right now, like.
Oh, that old school All-Star jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice for sure. And I'm with you. I just sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. That's kind of. Oh, yep. See, I love that jersey, boy. Those that and the white ones too.
Pains me to do that.
That was my favorite.
Pains me to even have that in the stash.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, shout out to this.
You still got it for a reason. You still got it for a reason.
One of the top All-Star joints, man. When I was in San Antonio. Shout out to the Rain Man. We were just talking about him the other day. Big 40.
Sean Kemp.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
But like, sorry to go off on like a tangent there.
No.
Like,
that was a much.
The NBA is just so lame now.
It's horrible. But the NBA has a very big problem. The only thing they have going for them right now is the actual basketball. But even
the shoes are different. I think they come up with some more uniqueness to the colorways. But I feel like it's kind of dope how a lot of the players are wearing the opposition's colors when they play against them. Almost like to show.
But even the shoes though, Tone, is a lot of individuals. Like that's a lot of LeBron obviously has his own shoes. KD, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, they all have their own shoes. I don't know how much that has to do with the league. And I think just the league doesn't have much going for it right now. Whichever way you look.
My dog, man, JB, them 740s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's his own brand though, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it, man. But
you know who else got some fire kicks? He's not an NBA player. Shout out to J. Cole and what he's doing, man. Driving across the nation, selling his own CDs. J. Cole got some fire sneakers out though. They're his own brand.
That's the thing. J. Cole and the WM Aja Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu.
Agents is fire.
Yeah, Agent is tough.
She dropped, I think, another one too.
Yep. Angel Reese just came out with some shoes. So
shout out to her. She signed the Reebok and she came out with some recreated AI style kicks. But I ain't gonna lie, Asia might have the most fire WNBA sneakers I've seen thus far.
Shout out to her and Bam trying to go out to Golden State.
How about no?
Y'all ain't seen that rumor?
No.
The whispers.
The whispers.
All right. And finally, who, we have a different all-star format this year. We got the world versus Team USA. Who will win all-star game MVP? Whoever has it. Oh. Yeah.
We know what that's
Well, I
standing
got
for.
two. But my runner-up is that guy. I think it's gonna be competitive, but I got Wemby too.
Low, you got Wemby. That's an M.
Yep. You know what that M stands for?
What does it stand for?
My guy, Norman Powell, is gonna win All-Star Game MVP.
All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next episode.
Yep, that's gonna end it. That's Tone. Thank you, because that was perfect timing. Norman Powell is gonna win the All-Star. I can't even finish that sentence.
Gotta let a little bias show. I mean, Tone
Oh.
said his guy. I know you're gonna say your guy,
No, because I don't even want my guy playing in the game.
and that's
Like,
cool and all.
I
but
want him.
he
I want him.
is.
Oh, God. Like, I'd rather have Dylan Brooks playing in the All-Star game than Devin Booker.
Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Um,
Bro is not a big Devin Booker fan. Let me tell you.
No, you're right. I'm a huge Devin Booker fan, and
No,
because
not even
of that,
a huge Devin Booker fan.
Kevin Durant is going to win All-Star game MVP.
Ooh, that's a good one, but I feel like KD not even gonna play that much.
He's not.
I feel like he's gonna do that OG type of thing, the way he goes slightly ham in the first half and then just says, "All right, y'all have fun."
Just gives up.
Yeah, the All-Star game ain't what it used to be. And then
No.
when it comes to like guys like him, they want to be healthy.
Yeah.
And so, could you imagine getting hurt in the All-Star game and not being able to finish the season? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'll take it back. I'm going to take my other guy, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is going to win All-Star game MVP.
And that's cool and all, but actually, shout out to my guy who's gonna win it, De'Aaron Fox. True
That's such a
MVP.
good pick. But
I think he's going to play hard.
But I could see him just throwing a bunch of alleys to Victor, not scoring.
Is he going to be on the same team? No. He's going to play
They
against
gotta
him.
go each other.
Against
They're
him,
gonna
yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you might be up to something, Lo. Both of y'all, because I think Jalen Brunson's a good pick too.
Yeah,
Oh.
shout out to Norman Powell.
No, not a good pick.
No, not a good pick at all, actually. That's a horrible pick.
You're doing all right
Like,
there.
y'all be hating on my guy, man.
No, I'm just trying to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Be
well,
hating on my guy.
let's see. Let's see. Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Norman Powell. Which one sticks out the most?
And you know what? I just don't think that you guys just don't watch enough Heat games. So in order to do
Literally wasn't your guy a year and a half ago.
yeah, and now he is. And to prove it, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show some highlights. So let's cut to a clip.
Let's cut to a clip. Okay, no, we don't have it yet.
Well, no budget.
Still
The
have no
budget
budget.
this time to get some
And the
GSM
budget
highlights.
on that chip. Sorry, everyone.
No, okay. See, now, why would you bring up chips? Why would you bring up chips, Tone? Knowing what I went through, why would you bring up chips?
The budget went to the GSM hats, and y'all didn't even have enough to get me one. That's crazy.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, come on, it's in a. Come on, be patient, Lo.
We just
Come
couldn't
on
get an
now.
overnight delivery. So
I could,
not a patient
I
guy.
couldn't afford. The only one I could afford was the 2-month delivery.
And now I just wanna ask, Maul, that colorway you picked. Why is that?
You don't like it?
No, it's cool.
They didn't
Why
Why
you
have,
don't
that
like red?
colorway?
they didn't have purple and orange.
No, they ain't had no purple.
It looks like Chiefs colors to me.
It do look like some Chiefs colors.
Don't look at that.
It's crazy.
Thank you all for watching. That is going to end tonight's episode. That was a good one. That was a fun one, fellas. As always, man, thank you all for watching. As I always say, if nobody else is going to tell you, I'll tell you. I love you. You matter. and you have a purpose, all you have to do is strive for happiness, be grateful for what you do have, and instead of being upset for what you don't have. And if you don't mind hitting that,
Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe.
thank you, Tone. He's such a great guy. Tone is just such a great guy. If you don't mind hitting that like button, smashing that subscribe button, that would be amazing. Following all of our social medias, Gumball Sports Machine on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, X, obviously YouTube. And actually, that's all the social media platforms. You got wave_Molly for Tone on Instagram. We got no love, NOLUV_Delo on Instagram.
Oh.
But
And
for
we
my
shouted
boy,
it out during the episode. Go follow all platforms of the Wax Show
yes,
on
we are on the Wax
Instagram,
Show.
TikTok, YouTube.
Episode 2 is out now. If you want to laugh, if you want to cry laughing, and you want to laugh some more, go watch the Wax Show. It was a fantastic episode. It was a great episode, man. We'll be coming out with another one very, very soon, which is very, very exciting. And I know Tone got some good stuff for the wave, so we'll be getting ready to record one of them also here very, very shortly as well. But for my boy, my dog, and the man we like to call Flip Bayless, D-Lo David Largo,
No, that ain't it. No, that ain't it.
Flip Bayless. I'm sorry.
Yeah, say less, not bait.
Yes. I'm
Get a
sorry.
load of this guy.
Flip, I have it. Okay, I have it. Okay, let me change that. All right, let me redo that. For my boy, my dog, and the man we like to call Flip Say Less,
Thank
David Largo, aka D-Lo. And of course, we got my dog, my uncle, ROG, and the guy we like to call the generalizer, Triple OG Tone. And for yours truly, you got Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. That is going to close out tonight's show. We hope you enjoyed. We will be back Tuesday night to react to the All-Star weekend, as well as look ahead to the second half of the NBA season and to see what other moves have been made in the NFL, if there's been any moves in the NFL. Will Kyler Murray still be an Arizona Cardinal? Probably, because my team sucks. But as always, it is nice to be important, but it is much more important to be nice. Sorry, D-Lo. Bye,
very on that comment, because some of y'all be saying we don't got no ball knowledge, and just saying that's not very nice.
Yeah, hey.
Not very nice. Okay.
You stop being mean. It's nice to be important, but it's much more important to be nice. That's 2 for flinching. I love you. Good night. See you Tuesday.
Cool.